Hey YouTube, it's ICU, and today we're going to be discussing rumors pertaining to the next generation iPhones, being the iPhone 6s and 6s Plus. Alright, so to start off, all of my recent giveaways, including for the 6th gen iPod Touch and the iPad Air 2, have concluded. The winners have been contacted and they will receive their prizes shortly. But don't fret if you didn't win. I am planning on holding a number of new giveaways very soon. Be sure to rate this video up, as that's the absolute best indicator for me to continue doing these awesome giveaways for you guys. I also have some other surprises in store for you, so be sure to show that like button some love below. And of course, big shout out to Free Apps Fast, without whom none of these giveaways would really be possible. They provide the funding, they're the sponsors, so if you have yet to navigate to Free Apps Fast inside of Mobile Safari, just be sure to do so. From there, all you have to do is just download apps for points. It's really that easy, and then you can redeem points for awesome prizes, including paid applications and gift cards, and new prizes are being added all of the time. Also, if you guys have yet to watch my original coverage on the 6S and 6S Plus, be sure to do so now. I will have that link to on your screens, because it's more like the first portion of my definitive rumors guide to the iPhone 6S really than anything else, so I definitely recommend watching that first. And with that said, let's go ahead and get straight into these rumors. But I wanted to mention one thing really quick. Now, the iPhone 6S and 6S Plus will be S updates, which means that they will maintain overall the same exact design as their predecessors, being the 6 and 6 Plus. So that means, unfortunately, that the gaudy lines that are at the top and at the bottom that serve as windows for the various signals and otherwise all metal enclosure are probably here to stay. The same exact thing can be said for the protruding camera lens at the back. However, there are some conflicting reports as far as that's concerned, so I'll get into those in a second. But again, getting straight into the rumors, starting off with the first one, we have a leaked display assembly that's supposedly for the iPhone 6s. And remember, this looks identical to the one for the iPhone 6. The only thing that's really different is that it's actually increased in thickness from 6.9 millimeters to 7.1 millimeters, which is actually the same thickness as the iPhone 6 Plus. Now, why would Apple do this when they've been so keen on slimming down their devices and shaving even millimeters from their overall form factor, particularly with this last refresh being the 6 and 6 Plus? Well, that's a great question, and we also have a really great answer for that: Force Touch technology. Now, for those of you who don't know what Force Touch is, essentially it's just able to determine how much pressure you're actually putting into your touches. It's found on the Apple Watch as well as select MacBook models. So as you can see here, when I actually put more force into my presses, we have this additional menu that's brought up that otherwise can't be accessed just by pushing on the display. Normally, you actually have to put pressure into it before you can access it. So that brings up so many cool new options, and it opens up endless potential for developers with new sorts of menus that can be accessed by pushing harder on your device's display. Now, I really am very excited for Force Touch, and we actually have another rumor that pretty much backs that up. We have the exact same display component leaking from, this time, MacFixit in Australia, which is a pretty reputable source. However, we have absolutely no way of confirming whether this component actually belongs to the next generation iPhone or whether it's a fake, other than the fact that it does have different dimensions than the corresponding iPhone 6 component. Now, along the same lines, we have a recent rendering of the next generation device that seemingly lacks the protruding camera lens. But does that mean that the device actually will have a flush camera lens? We really don't know, but considering the fact that the camera on the iPhone 6s is expected to be bumped up to 12 megapixels, being one of the biggest improvements to the iPhone's camera since its initial release, chances are good that the protruding camera lens may actually stay or persist throughout at least one more iPhone generation. But those renderings also seem to corroborate the increase in thickness for the iPhone 6 to 7.1 millimeters, which also means that the iPhone 6 Plus may be bumped up in thickness as well. We really don't know though, and we won't know for sure until Apple officially announces the device, but we should expect to see some other leaks as we start to approach its announcement. Now, we have a final rumor that actually backs up the implementation of Force Touch panels from DigiTimes, suggesting that Apple has now started to mass produce Force Touch panels for the iPhone 6s ahead of the device's launch, which is expected in September. So yes, we do have a September launch for the iPhone 6s, similar to most of its predecessors, aside from the ones that were refreshed in June. But we're starting to get off topic now, so looping back to the iPhone 6s, we have a flex cable that was leaked. And while you may say, yeah, that's not really too interesting, but it kind of is, because this cable actually merges a lot of the things that were previously found on two flex cables in the iPhone 6. So we have mute, volume, flash, as well as the power assembly all built into one flex cable in this leaked component. Whether it belongs to the iPhone 6s, we really can't say for sure, but chances are pretty good. It looks like an official component. We even see an Apple logo on it, kind of in the middle, and it seems like Apple, if they're actually using this component, may have decided to do this to actually free up some internal space, probably to keep that overall thin form factor while still being able to implement Force Touch. Now, we do have some battery rumors, and it's kind of on the disappointing side, but it might not actually be for the 6S, because a battery allegedly belonging to the device was leaked that has a capacity of 1715 milliamp hours, whereas the current iPhone 6 lithium-ion battery has a capacity of 1810 milliamp hours. So why would Apple go backwards? They really wouldn't, so it might actually be for the refresh of the iPhone 6C, which of course the iPhone C series hasn't seen a refresh since it was first introduced alongside the iPhone 5. As of now though, there aren't too many rumors pertaining to the device. I am going to mention it in a subsequent video though, when we start to receive additional reports on the purported device, so be sure to stay tuned for that. And now moving straight along, Apple is allegedly working on creating an MVNO. Now you might have heard of this term throughout the Apple blogosphere as of late, but what the heck does it mean? Well, essentially it stands for Mobile Virtual Network Operator, which means that Apple in a sense will be able to act as a network like AT&T or T-Mobile or any other network for that matter, by actually leasing out space from other networks, and again kind of acting as a virtual network of their own. Now, it said that they were seeking additional information and looking into forming deals in both the United States and Europe. However, according to Reuters, an Apple spokesperson allegedly said that they have absolutely no plans of launching an MVNO of their own. But of course, that's something that you'd expect them to say, because their carrier partners would be irate if they found out that Apple is trying to cut them out of the picture. So what do you think? Do you think that Apple should launch their own network? I really personally think they should. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, because I really don't want to have to deal with AT&T anymore. And kind of along the same lines, a report broke recently that suggested Apple is looking into having Siri be able to answer calls as well as transcribe different voicemail messages. Now, I really don't utilize voicemail. Do you guys? Let me know below. But at any rate, it could be useful for a lot of users. And what's even cooler is that Siri would be able to answer and play a pre-recorded or a preset voicemail message for you. And if you guys want to be updated more often, such as when I release new videos similar to this one covering the upcoming iPhone 6s and 6s Plus, because I definitely have some other videos planned on the device, be sure to click that subscribe button down below next to my channel name if you have yet to, like me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram at iCuiD, and also follow me on Twitter. Of course, I will have links for you guys down below in the more info. And until next time, this is ICU signing out.